Welcome everybody back to Zunker's gaming channel to a brand new Let's Play. Mega Man X6. I am dreading this a bit, folks. I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of people, I think this game is pretty trash. And it's going to be a pretty brutal experience. I'm not 100%ing it. I'm just gonna try and beat it like normal. Level design in this game can be pretty damn trash, and we're just gonna do it. And then the story is, and if you try to follow the story, it's just a mess. This game is just not a good one. Is it the worst game in the X series? I'm gonna argue no, because X7 is boring and I can't get through it. So I guess I can get through this game. Because I mean, gameplay wise, it works. I mean, there's no like bugs or like crazy glitches or anything. But yeah, it's level design's pretty bad. Boss design's god awful in some cases, and just not good. But the gameplay itself is pretty normal for an X game. Whereas X7, they deviate, which is fine. I don't have a problem with what they did. It just didn't really work. And it's just, I tried playing through it. I got through like 2 stages. I went, this is just the absolute worst thing I have ever played. Maybe that's a bit exaggerate but I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it at all. So, oh, please don't get back. Why are you guys being a jerk? My cats, man, I tell you what. But it is time to start it up. And I am not using Ultimate Armor, even though I should. And so there is voice acting. It is in Japanese, because of course it is. They couldn't get time to translate it. But you do have your subtitles. The beginning, you heard a really generic rock ballad. If you played the original game, or even on the original Anniversary Collection, you got a Japanese, like a K-pop type of, or J-pop type of song. And it was interesting. It was kind of cool, actually. And that's the one thing I would say in this game, above all else, is the music in this game is pretty damn fantastic. And it has the Sigma theme to end off Sigma themes. It has the best one, bar none, on the second version of him. That's a bit of ways away. Who knows how many parts? Shouldn't theoretically be long. But this game is kind of brutal. But nonetheless, we are going through some dialogue, some normal shit. You know, this is nothing new here. And yeah, we'll just kind of do our thing. So here we go. So 1 week later. So the gate here finds, so Zero blew up. So this game combines the good and bad ending, weirdly, of X5. So Zero is dead, and he finds a piece of Zero. And Zero, who obviously has his stuff is corrupt, if you will, has corrupted Gate to the point of psychosis, and now he is going to try and do what all bad guys in this game do, seemingly, and destroy the humans and robot. In this case, Reploids especially. He wants to take all the low-grade Reploids out. This game sucks. It just does. But this game has some good moments, and when I run into them, I will point them out. But you better believe I'm going to be bitching about this game, and I'm not going to be happy. This is not my first time playing it. I've played it multiple times. But I've always had alternate armor, which makes the game playable and better. It is cheating, but this game cheats, so fuck them. Hey, speaking of Zero. You're the only one! There is no one else left to fight. Get up now, X! X! A giant maverick is acting up. Wake up! Alright, so just like every X game, there is a beginning scene first. You start with the Falcon armor. It's not as good as the X5, and I need to be very, very clear. I am not a fan of the Falcon armor in X5. I'm probably in the minority on that. It did have a cool flying feature, but that is unfortunately not a part of this game, the flying feature. You just kind of dash real slow and shitty. However, you can use weapons with the Falcon armor in this game, which I do not believe you could in the last game, but you... Oh god, these controls are ass. Forgot to change them. Gonna have to just deal with it now. This ain't too bad. That is a terrible... One sec. Cats, am I right? Anyway, I have got the... Oh. I do not like this at all. Can I... Okay. So I am gonna have to, I hate these controls. I'm gonna deal with them. Anyway, okay, we'll just deal with it. So, I like my dash on the, so I might end up changing that. But you have the Z-Saber, because he gave it to you after he died. It is shit in this game, it ain't really worth it, but... So one thing you can do that again. These blocks only be destroyed by the Saber, by the way. Is you can do your double here and you can dash that way. Okay. Oh, I believe that's to kill that you gotta. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this game. Holy shit! Might have to change the controls in between parts because. Oh, those guys may look familiar to you. Oh, well, never mind. I was gonna say, I think the good news is this actually kills everything. But it does not. Anyway, so this is coming through here, just doing your thing. Yeah, a bad spot there. But anyway, so what's this evil thing that we see? There you are. Are you all right? Beyond here is a giant mechanoid. It suddenly activated due to a radio wave problem. We are afraid and we got hurt. I'll take care of it. I don't know what the fuck my voices are right now. I apologize. We'll just go normal. Alright, so let's take, it's Mega Man X. Intro, Big Boss. Fucking cats. Big Boss. Little Brains. This boss really wants you to use your Z-Saber. So keep that in mind. So that thing is an asshole. Well, I probably should have took off the border, but... You can shoot... Okay. Sorry, the cats are being butts right now, and it's... So if you hit that thing with your Z-Saber, it does a shitload of damage. Oh, that's that. Yeah, that's how you do this. Sorry, I was performing. God awful. And that does not kill him. Oh, that did kill him. Good. Yeah, you just Z-Saber that orb and it drops, does mega damage to it. No harm. No foul. So right now, you only can play as X. Zero is currently not available. Well, that looks like a weird version of Zero. Not really sure what the hell that was all about. I'm sure we'll have more answers in the very near future. Zero? Warning, warning, asshole alert. And then there's this guy. This is high max, just an FYI. You can die, and this will be decently careful here. But this is an unwinnable battle, kind of like in Mega Man X1 with Vile. So it's not really worth you doing anything other than taking some damage and getting to a point where he's like... Where he does... He is annoying as shit. You can't harm him in the slightest. Take some damage here. Yeah, and then if you're not careful, you can... You kind of have to do it to yourself, because I've tested it. You can die here. Just, you have to be, like, trying, but... So they're talking about this being the Zero Nightmare and, you know, all that nonsense stuff that comes out. But they're basically saying that Zero's a bad dude. And Zero's not really a bad dude. But right now, you can't inflict any hit damage on him. This game... Hymax is an awful, awful boss. And you will fight him. Oh, you will. And it's going to suck. But nonetheless, I digress. We did defeat this. Might as well save because, God, see, I tried. I genuinely tried. So I'm gonna save over this because fuck them. Okay, go on. We'll continue the game. So attention, all Reploids on Earth. As you all know, these are chaotic, disturbing times. Kind of like real life. The nightmare is upon us. It shows Reploids. This is Isaac. I'm done reading. Isaac, people, because there's a couple of cutscenes here we may or may not see where it seems like, oh, maybe he's Dr. Wily, and maybe or the like the embodiment of Dr. Wily or the soul or whatever. I don't know. I don't put too much thought in it because this game just absolutely blows. But well, nonetheless, he's talking about the Nightmare Fire and doing all this, and it's whatever. This story is just not very good. And this game came out approximately in the West here a year after X5, and that's not unusual for Mega Man X games. That happened with 1, 2, and 3. But this game just feels very undercooked and very poorly tested at best. And that is a genuine problem. So he's talking about 8 investigators look into the nightmare phenomenon, and that's your 8 Mavericks, ultimately. And blah, 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 blah. There's no time limit like X5, so you don't have to worry about that. But there is a really, really annoying mechanic, and we'll talk about later, and it is going to suck. Remember in X1 where if you defeat certain Mavericks in another stage, something would happen, and it was beneficial to you? That is not the case in this game. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But nonetheless, until Link to Zero Ghosts come to the future! Hymax, who is terrible. This, a shit ton of cutscenes. Folks, this might be the part. This might be part 1, and I do apologize, and we'll head right into Mavericks, but... no, maybe I'll do one Maverick. Zero gave his life to save us. We saw the labor too. Shape to Zero. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But I don't want to. I want them dead. So, So yeah, this game is the Nightmare Effect, it will be called. We'll talk about that as we get a couple levels deep. It is terrible, awful, terrible design. There is really none of them that are good. I like the concept of it. It's just really poorly implemented, and that is the theme of this game. It's incredibly poorly implemented. Because I'm going to give it credit where credit's due. I think the ideas this game presents can be something. There was some ideas there that was like, you know what, maybe there's some good ideas, but Jesus Christ, it was poorly implemented, and some of these bosses are shit. And the two on the right of the screen in the border are the biggest offenders of that, and they are shit. And we'll talk about them a little bit later in the game. Gate way later in the game. Gate is one of the worst bosses in Mega Man history, I would bet. And for what I've played in the Mega Man games, it is the worst boss. But now we're talking about all the areas that you need to go to for the investigators, who are really just assholes. And there's actually some backstory to them. I'm not gonna go into them, but some of them are actually a bit sympathetic in what they're doing. It just, you know. And even Gate himself, if you fucking grind your ass off, you get a cool cutscene with Alia talking about what happened with Gate, and they're talking about how like his Reploids were basically shit on and destroyed, or like it was basically kind of betrayed by Alia in a way, and it was actually another interesting concept that really wasn't fully explored, and it would have been cool if it was. Holy shit, these cutscenes are long if you don't do the A button. So I'm getting a little antsy in the pantsy here, and I keep hitting the... So if you want to read these, you can always pause in between and just, read them yourself, but... Oh. What is it? Thanks, Elliot. Okay. My God. I forgot how long this is. Holy shit. Okay. So this game has a part system like X5. This, I will give credit, it is far, far, far better done than an X5 in this case. It is actually really, really well done. Getting the parts suck, but the parts themselves, this system's pretty good. As you see, we have Falcon Armor, which is kind of nice. And you could play as regular X, but why the hell would you? Especially in this game. There's also rescue files. Oh, we'll get into these fuckers, won't we? Anyway, start with Commander Yarmark. Easiest boss in the game. Yeah, he's pretty easy. Not too bad. So right now, the stages are normal. There's nothing wrong with the stages. This is actually one of the better stages in the game. I don't hate this stage. I actually think it's a pretty solid stage, all things considered. Oh. One thing, too, about this, you see that, and you can... And you can hit your right stick in, and Alia will talk this way, so she doesn't force interrupt you like X5 does. These guys right here, they just... If you hit them, they just roll at you. This is a Reploid! In X5, they were just there, and you can get like free extra lives and stuff like that. Not this game. This game, they are... These praying mantis... Oh, by the way, see that? That's annoying. They are... Some of them are kind of... I don't want to say required, because that's not the right term, but some of them hold special parts. And there's... 16 per stage? I think. And they can die. So we've gotten 3 so far, which is nice. Dr. Light X, I wonder when peace will return. I wanted you to live in peace and in the worldless era. But we must put an end to this nightmare. Forgive me, all I can do is give you this armor. However, for security reasons, this is fucking stupid. Still, won't work with a far predator combined. Blah, blah, blah. Collect 4 programs to complete 5. This is stuff stupid. Now, I will install the foot program of the blade armor. Blade armor is actually pretty cool. I actually kind of like the blade armor. This program will enhance your dash performance and enable you to perform the Mach dash. You can dash while jumping, and you'll be invincible in the beginning. For the Earth in the future. If I'm not mistaken, this one, I think you hold and you can shoot up. It's kind of similar to X3's, I think. It's been a while since I've gotten there. But, like X5, you cannot use the armor until you get all 4, because that's just a lovely design that everyone just so happens. Oh, and this guy's back. Okay, that's a bit unfair, but this fucking asshole will respawn. So as you saw there, over time. That is a nightmare asshole dude thing. And he's an asshole. Why is he an asshole? Because he can kill your Reploids that you need. There is an E-tank over there that you cannot get currently. This guy here I don't want to destroy because I need to get up here. Because there's another dude up here. Like I said, I think there's about 16 of them per stage. I think maybe 32. 32, right? Nah, 32. I think 16. These guys here, they have a unique drop. They drop these Nightmare Souls. Nightmare Souls, you collect them. They actually are important. But they only drop them once, ever, in the game. Like, once you defeat the guy, he only drops them one time. Yes, that is as stupid as it sounds. There is stuff up there that we cannot get to currently. And if you let it sit, that Nightmare Soul, that's what I'm talking about. He was going after that. He was going after that Reploid. If he got to that Reploid, you're fucked. And that Reploid is dead, and you can't get it forever the rest of the game. And those guys have parts. Yeah, that's where the parts come in. There is the heart tank. I'm probably going to be Mega Man X most of the time in this game. I will be X sometime or Zero sometimes. I still like him, but the soul that he dropped, the blue soul, is a bit annoying because if you the longer you let it sit, the smaller it gets and the less you get from it. If you let it sit for too long, well, you don't get the soul, and then you don't get the soul. And that's annoying. And then, but once you defeat it once, you don't get a soul. Hey, you guys like Leaps of Faith? I do. Yeah, you can't see the ground. And there is definitely spikes. Just, so fun. Again, they did a great job in this game, I tell you what. That's a taste of the terrible level design you're going to see. Here's another taste. Again, these guys cannot be permanently killed. You might be like, well, that's absolute ass. And I'd be like, you're absolutely right, it is. That's all I really say about it. Speaking of ass, luckily those guys tend to give you some sort of health, sometimes big health, sometimes small health. But they usually give you some form of health. And they'll help you refill. That's the one good thing about them. And they don't respawn. So once you get it, it's not like X5 where you can go play the stage again and they're always there. That is not the case in this game. That includes when they get killed, too. So, once they're killed, they are gone. This guy is a pain in the dick, dude. By the way, look how quickly he respawned. Isn't that lovely? I'm gonna die. Yeah! Starting to see it now, aren't you? But now we have our first boss, Commander Yarmark. He's probably the easiest boss in the game for Buster. He's got a pretty low hit bar. Not all boss hit bars or health bars are the same. I can't explain that one to you. There is levels in this system for him, so that has something to do with it, but I don't really understand it. And I don't think anyone does. I mean, probably not true. So, he's talked to him, like, he's like, I won't trust both the Maverick Hunter and Rapid Research. I don't know what you're thinking. I won't end up being betrayed and deleted. I will delete you first. So this Commander Yarmark, he actually has a really nice weapon. He's also piss-ass easy. If you don't, you know, suck it up like I did. And I defeated him with a very low health bar, so his attacks aren't very weak. But his boss weapon, which is those three things you see surrounding him, is actually a really, really nice weapon, if I'm being honest with you. It's actually really good. So I gotta give the game that. Again, I am being nice to the game when it's required. But we beat our first one. We got some damn soul obtained. We've increased to C, which gives us another one. You found a mysterious item. It's related to the nightmare. Let's call it the Nightmare Soul. That's a blue thing. Collect souls increase your ranking. As a hunter rank increase, you'll be able to equip more horns. Why does that matter? I have no fucking clue, but that's the game for you. When you achieve the GA rank, you will be good luck getting that rank. Or is it the GA? Either way. I think that you can do GA. I think there's a rank above that, but you don't want that. You can use it one time only. So, your weapon you get is the MR option. Again, 3 dragonflies around you. It's kind of like a shield, and it can be helpful often. Again, it's actually a really, really, really nice weapon. You will see me use that from time to time. So let's see who we rescued. We got Mao 01404. He actually, the items to the left is items you get from him. That is just a heart tank, and Satin had a weapon energy increase as well. So, and by the way, just like X5, the heart tanks and this stuff is only for one of your characters, not both. Keep that in mind. But you don't risk losing one of your guys mid-game, which is nice. And that is a part upgrade. And that is a part upgrade. So we've gotten a life up, an energy up, a super recover, that's nice, and a rapid shot. Not too shabby, or Rapidus. And a leg part B, which we can't use currently. Commander Yarmark, next investigator, and this gives you a little bit more lore on the guy himself, but for some reason, Blizzard Wolfang is the only one you see there. I don't even think he's... Yes, he is in this game, never mind. I feel like the enemy was supposed to show up with their portrait, and the game just went, nah. Again, more just, this game was undercooked. Okay, about my colleague. So, Gate was her colleague, and that is that. Now, before we call it a part, and oh boy will we, and by the way, I got 2 heart tanks in that, because of the other heart tank I got. I'm probably going to play as X for the majority of this. More cutscenes! And thus was already destroyed by the Maverick Hunter. I know. it's shameful that they can't beat that mysterious old robot. Isaac, keep an eye on that hunter for a while. Yes, sir. Oh, how is the experiment going? Everything is going great, and the effect is brilliant. We achieved 99.98 success rate by now. This is an amazing invention. By the way, this changes slightly if you have 0. But if you use a Hymax, in just minutes, you can control all Reploids on Earth. Even the Maverick Hunter was no match. No, continue the experiment for now. I want you to keep gathering data. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. By the way, have you found what you're looking for? I guess it doesn't exist in this world. Oh no, it does. I've seen him. Besides, he isn't some low Reploid that would die in such a trivial battle. Oh yeah, the big battle with Sigma, that's trivial. I'll admit, he's as persistent as X. They're obviously talking about 0. Alive or not, there are many options. I'll find out for sure. It doesn't really matter to me. You are on your own. I don't need the body of 0. Anyway, just do the work and keep an eye on X. Yes, sir. Go through that cutscene. I forgot the cutscene exists. Now I have parts. I can use said parts. So this is a limited part. I cannot use it until I have the GA rank. The green ones I can... Never mind. Oh, the limit's over here. So I don't have anything I can do just yet, which is annoying. But eventually we can do those, and it's worth doing. Anyway, that is gonna... Oh, and one other thing. If it's blue, it's X specific. If it's red, it's the question mark specific. You should know who that is. And if it's green, both can use it. So, or both can equip it, but only one can equip it at a time. But that is going to do it for now. So to show you, yeah, there is 16. We've actually rescued a lot, but you might be like, man, you just played the whole game and didn't you, like, go through the whole stage? I did. But that wasn't all of the stage. We're going to head back. You better believe that. But not in the next part. Soon, soon. Each part has a second area. And that's great. What's a secret boss? But we'll talk about that when the time comes. But join me for part 2. Until then, deuces.